What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we are going to be going over none other than the JP meta. Since it's Japanese Tuesday, we get to cover all the nice JP EX06. Soon will just be a regular meta check, because eventually by next year we will actually just be keeping concurrent, and then hopefully we can just get a full variety of data between all walks of life, and it'll be pretty awesome just to take a look at all the data. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So as you can see, 7 Great Demon Lords are pulling ahead by 21.5%, followed by Yellow Vaccine, Blue Armor, following up by Boron starting to catch up, and then Shikamon, and then Numamon, Leamon, SOC, and so on and so forth. It's kind of showing a very interesting that just people are excited to play 7 Great Demon Lords, or they finally found a way of breaking it. We'll check next week more on the lists themselves, but yes, week 2 is looking very interesting, bringing 7 Great Demon Lords to head of the front of the pack. So you have Yellow Vaccine, Blue Armor, Boron. You know, you can see that they all been kind of getting a decent rate, but 7 Great Demon Lord just feels like the new deck on the block, and everybody's excited to play it. I mean, hey, you get a lot of your favorite villains kind of in one deck, and then boom. But all in all, great stuff here. We have like Ultimate Chaosmon we'll take a look at. Got Sun and Moon has some interesting spice going on with it. Mass Days, you know, all the good stuff that is just coming forwards. And I'm kind of excited to see what we got all in all. First off, we are going to talk about the Chaosmon Ultimate. So this deck is quite interesting. The goal is, it does have a Pokemon, but it uses a bunch of aces that we already know and love. You know, we have Mega Gargo Ace, Zudamon Ace, and we have the Grand Quagga Ace. So, or yeah, Quagamon Ace or something like that. But all in all, just straight stuff here. The deck is kind of centralizes around the Omnimon Zawart that kind of just plays a body for free, but your level 5s kind of just, yes, it's a hard cast, which I like that they mitigated it and just went Analog Youth instead to just set up, because you can speed up this a little bit better. But taking a look at it, if you guys know what you're doing with it, Omnimon Zawart's going to mill the top 3, play either your aces that should have on-play effects, minus Mega Gargo Ace. It's not going to do really much there, but a body with blocker that's kind of beefy is really strong. But the fact that it can play your level 5s or your level 6s is really nasty, especially because this was back when they weren't caring much about levels. This really sets you up really nicely, because then you can go into Ultimate Chaosmon with the partition effects and stuff like that. You do have the matching in green and purple and in black, so you kind of just fill the color gaps here very easily. But when DNA Digivolve, you may place 2 level 6 cards from your trash as this Digimon's bottom Digievolution cards. Then for each card level 6 in its Digievolutions, return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck. While this Digimon has 4 or more level 6s in its Digievolution, this Digimon gains Security Plaque, Attack 3, and Piercing. So it kind of gives the deck a true finisher strat. The other ones, yes, you build wide and your opponent has to answer a lot of your stuff, but this is really helpful. Then you have like Mega Digimon Synthesis. So one of your level 6 and a card in your hand may DNA Digivolve into a level 7 in your hand, which is really solid just to set up. I mean, it's only to focus on Mega Ultimate Chaosmon, and then you basically use like a Pokemon just to mill out the rest of their deck if you need to. But all in all, really solid here, and I like where the deck is going. Then Boron we're bringing back up. I found this very interesting that the lists have differed, but this spicy tech right here might be a game changer. But if you don't know, Boron's all about spamming tokens, so we're just using the new Boron plus Boron Ace, and then the erratas. But I definitely think you need the memory boost and trainings at a high percentage for this deck for right now, until there's more cards to level it out. I think the deck definitely needs an X antibody line, and then this deck is really nasty pretty quickly. I think this is just small hints and taste changes that just make it worthwhile. But I love that the Infirmon can de-digivolve, no, this isn't the Infirmon that de-digivolves. That's the other Infirmon, if I remember correctly. We'll double check. But The card that we're going to talk about is Beast Cyclone, an old card from BT3. All your Digimon with blocker and reboot gain security attack 1. So what that means is basically with the combination of the new Diaboromon in this set gives us a Diaboromon that's really nasty here. So it gives jamming and blocker. So the blocker's there. So now Beast Cyclone now gives you the pressure to be able to swing in. Because now you give them jamming, they're swinging for 2 checks at 3000 DP. That is scary because that means you're guaranteed death on them very easily, especially depends on the setup. Yeah, this one D-Digivolves. Yeah, so I was right. It was the D-Digi-Evolution. So making threats smaller and everything like that is really useful. But I love it. I love how something that this old card here that was from BT3 that's sitting in bulk in most people's card piles. This thing is now valuable to Diaboromon, and it's spicy. I really like spice. So this is another spicy list. So if you guys know what the deck synergizes around here is that kind of focuses on building a stack. Well, Blast Ace Ragna Lordmon wants as much stack as possible, right? So things that you have to take in the account here is that, you know, if you land on the certain ones, you can set yourself up to being able to go into Ragna very easily. But the fact that you can de-digivolve your stack and get more power boost and everything like that can be very scary. So, you know, the Inheritable by placing the top card of the Digimon with Nightclaw or Life Fang in its traits as a bottom Digi-Evolution, gain 2 memory. You know, it's not going to combo really nicely with the Legendary Arms support, but that's fine. We're not really looking for that kind of synergy here. But with like Lunamon being able to bounce one of these pieces like Zubermon on the board, if you hard played it the turn before and Lunamon comes up, bounce, you can climb up and everything like that and just make your opponent have a bad time. What's really nice about the new wave of support is basically, you know, once you get to the top, you're really focusing on Ragnar Lord Ace here. So trash the top card of your opponent's security stack, and this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects until the end of opponent's turn. Then if you DNA Digivolve, de-Digivolve all of your opponent's Digimon, and delete their Digimon. Delete one Digimon. Really solid. It has Raid, Reboot, and you're focusing on getting into Bryoluta and Durandamon here for, you know, the Raid, Piercing, Inheritable, and make sure that security effects cards do not activate. An opponent's turn, when this Digimon is Ragnar Lord, it can't leave the battle area other than by your effects or deletion. So instead of focusing on Diana, you use like Apollomon to kind of just clear the way on the stacks and make your opponent have a bad time. So, you know, the stack gets big and huge and then boom. But what's really nice is that the fact that they are playing the new stuff, that means you gain access of ways of tucking in extra pieces. What do I mean by that? So this one, by paying 2 costs, you get to put it at the bottom of the Digi-Evolution of one of your Digimon that's a level 5 or has Legendary Arms, and it's that Digimon gains security attack 1. So now this combos in with Apollo being able to check more stuff. So stuff like that can lead to being very vital, especially, I think this is also playing the Zuber. Yeah, it's playing Zuber, the new Zuber. So the new Zuber is basically guaranteed to get in there, gives an extra 4000 DP, makes your Apollomon really beefy and tanky. So stuff like this is going to matter, and I like that it kind of synergizing a bit. We'll see if this actually matters later in the format, but, you know, being able to do this might mean some crazy shenanigans. I know this deck seems maybe bricky here because you can't use trainings as often as you want, so you rely on Zuber, Luna, you know, stuff to be able to bounce your stuff, get yourself set up, and then go from there. So I think this has potential, and we'll have to see if this continues to be something spicy. And then Red, Purple, Imperial Dramon coming out of left field. This deck tops at least once format since it's a conception, so let's take a look at what Red Purple is kind of doing here. So I like that they are using Grand Quagamon Ace here for the Blast Digi-Evolution, but on play, when Digivolving, suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Cards suspended by this effect cannot unsuspend during your opponent's next unsuspend phase. Then delete one of your opponent's suspended Digimon or Tamer. Then when this Digimon becomes suspended, one of your Digimon gains security attack 1 for the turn. So Grand Quagamon is just doing Grand Quagamon shenanigans, especially with the new Dino B. if you guys don't instantly jogress into the next Imperial Dramon Dragon mode, you can set yourself up pretty nicely, especially with the Davis and Ken being able to play a Vmon or Warmon really does help out, and it lets you combo off even further. But Imperial Dramon Fighter mode and Dragon mode, you kind of know what they kind of do for the virus. They kind of just focus on DNAing all the way up, and then boom, you kind of just cause your opponent to have a bad day. You know, it does have piercing, which is really solid, and it's all good stuff here, you know? But yeah, we gotta make sure we have this kind of stuff. And I love the partition because it'll bring your stuff out, and then you can Digivolve climb again if your stack is lost. Then we do have Leamon. If you guys don't know what Leamon's all about, it's basically similar stack building things, but uses Fortitude as kind of its normal means. So, but here's what's interesting is that they're using Cherubimon, Rapid, Leopardmon X, and Ultimate Chaosmon. So the combination is there. So they use the inheritable. So if your Digimon is lost, I mean, you don't have Fortitude, which is kind of interesting that you're not focusing on that. But I think they just want the sticky body. So even if it's lost in a trade, it's pretty solid. So taking a look at it, using the new Cherubimon Ace for on play when Digivolving, if you have a level 4 or lower green or yellow Digimon from your hand, you may play one level 4 green or yellow Digimon from your hand without paying its cost. Then when your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP for each of your other Digimon until the end of the turn. So this puts in a little bit of control here, especially because it's Blast Evolution and it's an alliance checker. So she gets beefy quick. You know, Loader has Fortitude, and the Grapple has Fortitude, so as long as they can Digivolve climb up on their level 4, they're going to stick around and be very tanky, which is really nice because each one has like a given blocker and piercing, but their stacks either give a minusing DP effect or a... what is that? Yeah, one gives minus the line up on the Leamon line, and then in the Electmon, it's a DDG evolution. So even if you lose the stack, it's not bad. But taking in Rapidmon X antibody is really interesting as well. So when Digivolve suspend all your opponent's Digimon, then this Digimon may attack. This also alters while this has Rapid or X antibodies Digi-evolutions, all your opponent's suspended Digimon get minus 4,000 DP. And then all turns when an opponent's Digimon is deleted by battle or having 0 DP, gain 2 memory. So Rapidmon X is going to be very interesting comboed here. But you also have Ultimate Chaosmon as well, just so you can gather all your level 6s again. And I love that they're using Leopardmon X because it can fuel Cherubimon, because your level 7s, Grap Leo and Loader Leo, are at a good threshold point where it can be played at a decently good reduced cost here. So let's see, Leopardmon X. Leopard. What am I doing? God, I hate myself. That's Bancho. That's Bancho. Is this Minatamamon? Oh, wait. I need Electmon. Nope. Nope. Leopardmon X here. So basically, main phase, if you may play one green Digimon card from your hand with a play cost reduced to 4. If you have Leopard or X antibodies, reduce it by 3 more. So this combos in really nicely with Loader and Grapple, just to be able to play them at a reduced cost. So guys, what did you think of the list this week? What decks are you excited for EX06? We have a short time period with this format, but it'll be very interesting to see what the end result is. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!